Hey guys, Jessica here. So today we're going to talk about the Ardo Alyssa. So this is a portable pump, but it is not like other portable pumps on the market. This is Ardo's personal use pump that is the baby version of the Ardo Carom. The Ardo Carom is a hospital style pump that is designed to compete with like the Medela Symphony, the Amita Platinum. The Ardo Carom is huge. It's so big, I don't even keep it in my office. I actually keep it down in my garage in its big case, but it belongs on a rolling stand or on a table at all times. It's a behemoth of a pump, but it's a really powerful pump. Now, here in the US, you probably have not heard of the Ardo Carom. When I'm working with moms in the UK or Australia, that is often what they're using in the hospitals. Obviously, Medela's and Amita's still exist. There's a couple other brands that are popular there, but Ardo is a very big brand in those countries. And it's a good pump. I would put it up there. There's a design crossover between Ardo and Amita. It looks like either an owner or a designer left Amita and started Ardo. Both are very high quality companies, but this is their personal pump. This was designed to be for NICU moms. It's designed to be the take home pump that a mom who's had a baby in the NICU and has been pump dependent takes home. What makes this unique is most of our portables have a restricted number of settings, and we don't have independent control over suction and independent control over cycle speed. So I can't change the suction without changing the cycle speed. This pump, I can. I have 8 different levels of vacuum, 8 different levels of cycle speed, and 2 different modes. So I have more than 120 different settings available to me, which is incredible. Would I consider this to be up there in terms of performance compared to one of these hospital grade rental pumps? My opinion would be it's almost there. It's a really powerful portable. For a portable though, it is on the bigger side. So you can see, let me just grab the baby Buddha because it happens to be sitting on my desk. Oh, I accidentally turned this on. It is a touchscreen, so that does happen. So this is what I would consider to be like a true portable. This is less than the size of my cell phone. This is just a very small breast pump. So not quite as small as a lot of our portables. It's also not designed with some of the features that I would expect with a pump that was designed to be portable. So is it portable? Absolutely. You can easily put this in a fanny pack. This is the lanyard that Ardo came out with. And this is the weird one for me because look how thick and nice this lanyard is. And then it's attached to this little felt papery thing that has a 3M strip, and I'm supposed to put this on the back of my expensive breast pump and trust that that's going to hold. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say no thank you. If you want to be portable with this pump, I'm going to recommend you put it in a fanny pack. I really love the One Pump Mama Harvest bag, and I love the Mimi and Pal Harper bag, and I mean, you can put it in any fanny pack, but those two are actual pumping fanny packs that I absolutely love. So this is what I would consider to be a fanny pack pump. So completely portable. It does come with this kit. Not in love with Ardo's parts. It's just, these are a 26 millimeter. I'm going to link a video below that I did with Allison over at New Little Life where we talked about what fits in here. Inserts are designed to fit in 24 millimeter flanges. And then this flange has an additional issue with it's a somewhat short tunnel because of where the connection is up here. It's tapered and it's angled, which means a lot of inserts don't fit. There's only a limited number. But I just don't have my moms using these parts. If it works well for you, ignore everything I'm about to say, because if it's working and you're not having any issues, don't try and fix something that's not broken. But if you're not loving these parts, then what I'm going to recommend is actually moving you to Amita parts. Like we talked about earlier in this video, Amita and Ardo have a lot of crossover. So the Amita parts work really, really well for this pump. These are also parts that are designed for a piston pump. Now, this is not a piston pump. However, it is a diaphragm membrane motor that has been programmed to behave like a piston pump. So we don't see that rapid release. So when we're trying to use it with parts that are meant for like the Spectra, it works with the Spectra parts. It is compatible with Spectra parts. However, it does change the suction pattern just a little bit, and it reduces some of the magic that this pump has. And my thing is that sometimes if we pair a pump with the right parts for that pump, we are going to get better results. And that is always my goal. I have never had a mom come to me and say, I would like a substandard half effective pumping plan, please. It's just never happened. Everyone says, I want to get the most out of the time I'm going to put and the effort I'm going to put into this. So with this pump, these are the parts that I like with it. These two are a really good combo, and with Amita parts, we do have a lot more options. But you can see, like, these are similar ideas. I can see where this is coming from, and this one, the important thing is that this pump was not designed for the disc-shaped membrane we have with the Spectra. It's designed for a cup-shaped membrane. Cup-shaped membrane that has the lines on it to cause it to slightly twist. So if you want to really power your pump, pair it with your Amita parts. Ardo does have their own cups now, though, so that is exciting. So this is just a basic cup. This is very similar to the Idaho Jones cup. It does seem like the lid has been redesigned to be a little bit tighter, which I think is a good thing. It's kind of a pain when you're washing it, but we'll see how that kind of holds up. But these are generically available parts, which is nice. One thing I do really like about this cup is that there are off-brands on Amazon of sized flanges. So it is a silicone flange. It does have a lot of give to it, which I think is nice. It gives really good suction with your Ardo Alyssa, but you can pair this with a sized flange so you don't have an extra insert to wash, which is nice. It's not going to cover everybody, and you can just use inserts with this. You don't have to get fancy, but this is just a very basic cup, but basic isn't bad. Basic is fine when basic does the job, and this cup, it does the job. So the real magic of this is a couple features. One is the programming. So we have a simulation mode that runs from 25 to 115 mmHg, which is pretty good suction range. Doesn't go quite as high. I really personally like to see 130 to 150 mmHg on stimulation mode. If a pump can do that, I'm going to see a lot more success with it. So this is a little bit on the lower side. On expression, we go from 50 to 220. Again, good range, but I do like to see just a little bit more suction available. What this means is that we have no room for error with this pump. If you're using the Ardo Alyssa, we have to nail your flange size, we have to nail your bra fit, we have to nail your pump routine, because this pump in and of itself has the ability to be easily compromised by the way we use it. So we just want to make sure we're kind of handling that. It does have a memory function, so you can essentially write your own program per se. So if you like certain settings, you can basically create a program that's going to do that for you, which is, I think, pretty handy. Some moms really like to switch back and forth based on time, and they don't want to have to actually pay attention to it while they're pumping. So you can create that program, and it may be a good fit for you. What this pump also does that a lot of almost no other pump can do on the market, it has a pre-programmed power pumping mode. So when you turn this on, it can do that, 20 minutes, pause, and then 5-minute increments with rest in between. It automatically moves to the rest. It will then beep at you for you to turn it back on when it's time to pump again. So for some moms, they thought that they could just turn it on the power pumping, shove it in a fanny pack, and go about their day. And what they didn't realize is they needed to be able to push another button, which is fine even if you're using a fanny pack, because this is a smart pump, which means I can control this pump completely from my phone. And the app is actually really nice. The touch screen on this pump is a little bit finicky. Sometimes I find that it's a little too sensitive. Other times I feel like I'm having to push the button more than once or twice. I think that's because the touch screen it's just a level of sensitivity I don't personally love. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't love it. I do love the app for this pump though. The app is super easy to use. It means that you can control things without having to do anything with your actual pump, which means you can put it in your fanny pack and have it secure, which I love if you're pumping around kids. If you're pumping on the go, the less we have to fidget with the pump, the better. Because every time you pull this pump out, if you're pumping around kids, you're risking damaging it, because that's just the hazards of pumping around small children. So for my moms who are like, my kid keeps touching my pump, they're changing my settings. I love that this one is smart at this price point. So we do have that as an option. But when you're using the power pump function, you will have to touch the screen again, either on the pump or on the phone, to turn on the next series of pumps. But the rest will automatically kick in. You don't have to do anything to create that rest. The reason I do actually like that is that there is another pump on the market that does have a power pump mode, and it is a wearable. And I will say that when I was testing that, I was doing some dishes, I wasn't paying attention, hit the rest period, and when the pump turned back on, it really caught me by surprise. And it's probably something I would get used to over time, but a pump just randomly starting to suction again when you weren't really paying active attention to it did feel really strange. even though I was not having any discomfort. I did not really like that feature on that pump. And we'll talk about that pump in another video. We're not even going to get into what it is. But with the Ardo, I do love that it just beeps at me, so I know that I have something I need to do in order to re-trigger the pump, but I'm not going to be surprised because it turns out that sneak attacks on nipples, not super friendly. So all in all, I really like this pump. It is definitely a pump that I recommend for moms who need a gentle pumping experience. This is incredibly smooth and gentle. It's programmed to behave like a piston pump. It is programmed so well to behave like a piston pump that we actually had to take it apart to confirm for us that they weren't playing with us. There was no little mini piston in this. They had not shrunk that technology down to this size. The smallest piston pump we have is actually going to be back here, and that is, oh, let me turn to this side. The little green and white number back there is the Ardo Calypso. That is the smallest. The next smallest is going to be the Medela Sonata. I have a little love affair with piston pumps. I find them to be exceptionally comfortable and effective, and I find that that translates really well over to a lot of my clients. But Ardo Alyssa is programmed to be like a piston pump. It just isn't a piston pump. The programming is really advanced, so all in all, this is great for moms who need that sensitive pump session. It's great for moms who need a lot of control. Sometimes moms need a setting that pumps are not programmed to do. A lot of portables are programmed to do low suction, high speed, and high suction, low speed. Ardo Alyssa has the ability to pump in other configurations, which can be really valuable. But again, like we talked about before, there's very little margin for error because if we do something that compromises suction with bad flange fit, bad bra fit, we can run into issues. You're also going to want to be careful what parts you pair with this. Their warranty is a little unclear. It used to say that the only thing you could use was these flanges. It now says not really anything about it because you do have cups. When I talked to their customer service, they were like, oh yeah, as long as there's a backflow protector, it's fine. But it's just something, you may want to keep tabs on that with your pump because you don't want to get your pump and then violate the warranty. But this is also a really cost-effective portable. So it is typically on sale for between $100 to $200 with $100 to $150 being the common range. So that is a really cost-effective breast pump that is going to be pretty portable. This is one that we recommend for moms who are looking for a pump that can do faster speeds. So sometimes if a mom has been using like a Medela Symphony, which is running really fast, this is one of our popular options to move to from the Medela Symphony. Now, we do see moms who are using higher suction on the Medela Symphony sometimes struggle when transferring to this pump because the suction just isn't as high. The Medela Symphony goes to 250 mmHg, so it is a much stronger pump. And it still has faster cycle speeds than the Ardo Alyssa, but they're pretty close. For my moms who are on the bottom half of the suction on the Medela Symphony, they often transfer to the Ardo Alyssa. No issues. It is smooth sailing and they are really pleased with it. The user feedback I get from this, most moms are really satisfied with it. The ones who are not, it's typically when we can go through their pumping history, we find that it really wasn't a good match for them. Either they like higher suction this pump can do, they like vibration, which this does not have vibration. It doesn't have the features they wanted. It's not that the pump itself is bad, it's just not always the best match because there are some limitations with this pump. But this is definitely one, if you're looking for a portable pump, you need those faster cycle speeds, you have really sensitive nipples, you want something that's going to be strong enough to do the job, designed to be very effective. We're not having to compromise on this pump. This may be a really good option to consider. So let me know what your questions are, what your thoughts are. And if you've tried this, I would love to hear more feedback on it because it's not, I had lots of moms who've used it, but it's not the most common pump that I see in my practice just because I specialize in wearables. So for a lot of my moms, this is just not quite portable enough for them. But yeah, let me know your thoughts because I do really like this pump. I think it's definitely an underrated pump and that it is an unappreciated little great option for a lot of people. So I hope that helps and happy pumping.